Hello, everybody. Give me a second. Technical stuff. Don't you love it? Okay. Hello. Happy Wednesday. Ignore the crazy hair. It's very windy here. We're under wind advisory. Okay. Um, it is the 5th of November. I hope everybody's doing well. I am fantabulous. In the middle of making some really good, hard life decisions. Don't you love it? All right. Let's go over a couple of things and then we'll jump into your questions. Both the coffee page and the chat are open, and I will do my math and cut us off when we need to. Okay. Yeah, let's go over new mods. I don't know if it's going to show up. If you see a wrench by your name, I threw you in there. And if you do not want to have this wrench, you do not hurt my feelings. It's okay. You can opt out just by saying, hell no, Jen, I do not want that. And I'll take you off. It's no big deal. Okay. And if there are any new volunteers to replace the ones that don't want to do it, or if we need more, you can raise your hand. All right. Prayers for the plane crash here in Louisville, Kentucky. The UPS plane that crashed. If I remember, we might look into it and see if what was going on. Could have just been an accident. They still happen. What else is going on? Beaver moon. Don't you love it? That big, beautiful moon that is in the sky right now is called the beaver moon. Fun fact. It's called a beaver moon because the Native Americans knew that the beavers were most active at this time. It's a representation of cold weather setting in, and the beavers had to finish up their dams before the water froze. Fun fact. What else is going on? Elections last night. I didn't spend a whole lot of time looking at it because I kind of already knew the outcome. But if anybody is upset or down and depressed that looks a little fishy to people, I want to remind everybody that there is a prophecy that says just when it looks like things can't get any worse and it's terrible and it looks like evil is going to win, that's when God shows up. So I had a good chuckle and left it at that. I am not concerned. But if anybody wants to look into the elections, I'm happy to do so. Thank you for Sister Louise for letting me know that apparently we're in, because I was wondering how long we were in retrograde, Mercury retrograde. She let me know that it's through November 29th. So another 3 weeks, a little more than 3 weeks. We will warrior on. We'll get through it. And good news, Miss Harley is good. She got cleared by the docs and they said she was normal and could go back to school today. So I don't know about the normal part, but in this family, we have our own definition. All right. I think that's everything. Okay, Charlene, I got you, honey. All right. I have this running in YouTube as well. So I knew this was going to happen. So I muted. There is a delay, but I can remove the wrenches. Now, in order for it to take effect, you may have to leave the room, come back in. But let's see. Let's go. Now, Wyletta, your wrench does not give you permission to send extra drugs. Okay? Just saying. Let me get caught up on the stars and then we're gonna tackle them. It is a shitload of mods, JoJo, because not everybody can be here at one time. If everybody shows up, that's great. But it was getting to the point that it was almost always on Terry, and she works, and that didn't feel right to me. Okay. Being dressed in blue doesn't fix your typo. Moon, we look over your typos, honey. If I can read and understand redneck, I can do typos. It's okay. All right. Renee, I wouldn't worry about California. They're Proposition 50. I'm not concerned. God is going to deal with all these things. I think this is still part of the exposure and bring it on. All right, let's see. We're almost at our limit. I think we are at our limit. Charlene, that's okay, honey. It's just for looks. That's okay. Do you have to dress up? Put on a pretty gown? Yeah, as a baby. Mom Donnie won the. No, was that mayor or governor? I think it was mayor, wasn't it? I don't know. Shows you how much I care. I don't even know who was running for governor of New York. I think he was running for mayor. Sunshine, I got you. Are you back from your trip? Did you have a good trip? Yeah, mayor. All right, guys. We're at our limit. Let's go ahead and pause our little inquiring minds today. Hey, Rock. You still got that grandbaby? He's working. He's building on his mansion. I think he's putting in a pizza parlor. That's what he's doing. All right. I can make Miss Patty a mod if she wants to. She'll be yelling at me, no, don't be doing that. Next week. All right. Well, don't work too hard, Rock. Coffee breaks. That's funny, Rocco. Do you know pineapples? I had a lot of canned pineapple in my pantry, and Gabrielle's been on this kick where she just wants to eat pineapple. She's eaten just about all of it. And I told her, I said, you better save some. I need some for when we have pizza. And I don't ever put pineapple on pizza when I make it homemade. But I thought of you. That could be a tragedy. All right. All right. Let's jump over to. Let me get rid of these all these windows. My computer crashed yesterday. And I don't want it to have any more on its system than it can handle. Charlene, that's funny about the stickers. When I go to vote, I take any of the stickers that people give me, and then I have them all over me. I steal Lee's sticker. And then I go around telling everybody, "Hey, if everybody could vote 100 times today, even if you're dead, let me do it too." Desktop is a baby. An ancient. We've had this one for, I don't know, at least a dozen years. And the whole family shares it, and it's a lot. All right. I get it, Miss Patty. All right. Here we go. Coffee question number one is Miss Caroline. Hello, Jen. I hope you're having a great day. I am. I am. As she says that with a shit-eating grin on her face. Can I get a reading for this week and weekend? Sure. All right. Miss Caroline. Let's see. Go, 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 Miss Caroline. Curious to know if you're starting something new spiritually. This is you. Go, 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 go. Well, don't go too fast. Do you have like a checklist you're trying to get done? This is a new spiritual gift. Are you focusing on starting something new spiritual? Maybe it's a new routine. Maybe you've upgraded meditation or prayer or whatever that is to you. But you're going to be successful at it because that's a great manifestation. But there's a little bit of a warning in here. Make sure that you set your boundaries emotionally and keep those in check, because when we do spiritual anything, that's when we start overlapping the ego with the spiritual gift and what spirit wants to get through to us. So whatever you're trying to accomplish as far as a new spiritual return, it actually is a return. You're just remembering what you're really good at. You'll be successful. That's what we've got so far. Go with the flow. Focusing more on the weekend. The rest of the work week seems a little hectic. It just go, go, go. Maybe you're just running errands. You're running yourself to death. Please remember to have a little fun, do a little something for yourself. Just kind of go with the flow this weekend and relax after all the hard work this week. Because you don't want to Don't take yourself out. You know, you're going to exhaust yourself, make yourself sick, worsen ailments. You don't want that. Overall, it's just chaotic. It's just busy, 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 busy. So please be strategic with the moves that you make. Okay. All right. Let's go back over. Miss Patty has the next one. Hi, sis. Hello, lovey. Could you take a look at the cards and tell me if it shows that I will be raising my 2 grandchildren in the near future? Oh dear, I feel there is a change in the guard coming soon. Whew, that's rough. Believe me, I know. That's rough, honey. All right. Tensions. Are the parents about to kill each other? Somebody is not. Is it the mama? Is not responsible? Let's take a look. Keep up with Wings' Pictionary. I wonder if he ever runs out of markers for his marker board. Funny. This is their infinity. Miss Patty, are you going to have to raise your 2 grandchildren? Well, at least you'll have the financial funds to do it, right? And we get you put in a med bed, you'll have the energy to do it. But I feel you. Wow. Yeah. Things are not as they seem with the grandchildren. They put on good airs. First card that came out, Miss Patty, is yes. Absolutely. That's a strong yes. Now, this is a gift. Of course, it is. Anybody, well, I hope that you look at your grandchildren as blessings. I know you do, Miss Patty. But with that pentacle sitting there, this is not going to happen until you're financially able to do it. Okay. Somebody is going to surrender custody to you. Okay. Things with the pages are not as they seem. Okay. Here's your page, right? There's information. Maybe the littles are starting to talk about how it really, really is, and you're getting information about it. This is a smoke and mirrors card, and it's in the past position. That means somebody's really good about blowing smoke up your arse. This is a legal battle that you will win. I don't think that there's going to be a whole lot of tension because it says they surrender to you. But getting through the court system and getting the legalities of it out of the way, this is a very strong yes. But in order to emotionally fulfill the children and give them the loving environment that they need, this is a strong, strong yes. Now, your base card is a little concerning. This is as if, thank you, Wings. He said that Queen of Swords. This can be legal matters, but this could be the mother saying, "Here, you take them." The base card is somebody just simply walks out and said, "I'm done." Pray about it, Miss Patty, and we'll all pray for you because that's a rough go, and I totally speak from experience. Okay. Yeah, the mama. That's what I kept picking up on, the female energy. Yeah, money in the med beds. That's what Wings was showing me. That none of this would transpire until you were set and ready to go. So in the meantime, let's just uplift everyone involved in prayer. Okay. All right. Sunshine has the next one. Oh, I just read the first line. Oops. How about if I do this in private later? Will that work? You let me know, Sunshine. I didn't even see, because I just see the name first, and that's what I do. And thank you, Marcy, for the coffee, Sunny. Much appreciated. Sunshine, you let me know. Okay, yeah. I will I'll email you. We'll just do it that way. I totally respect people's privacy. That was my bad for not reading the first line. All right. All right. Pawan has the next one. Hello, amazing Jen. Hello, amazing Pawan. Hope you're doing well. I am fabulous. Thank you so much for what you do. Oh, well, you're welcome. I am debating on what I do. That's some life decisions I'm going through right now. Question. Previously, you mentioned holding my crypto long term. I'm getting indications to sell 80% over December through February. Huge move up and down, and buy back later in 2026. What does Spirit say about that? And we'll do that part first because I know you have a second question attached to this. And so let's do the crypto. So you are feeling that you need to sell 80% between December and February. All right. Well, let's see if the energy's changed because they do. Last time you were told to hold, ride it out. Okay. This is kind of just a basic yes or no, but something tells me they always throw in extra information. Is there an offer? It's like someone's offering something. Okay, so energies have changed. Yes. So this is victory. They will fluctuate back and forth. But you can manifest this back. You'll have all the tools that you need to. I almost get the feeling that when it comes time for you to buy back what you want, that you have different options. Like there's a larger spread of things to choose from. Whatever's going on now, there's some trickery involved, so people are encouraging to sell. That's why. There's some kind of new crypto or expanding into a different crypto because your base card is something new information, new crypto, and this is financial stability. So as of right now, yeah, it says the energy has changed. Just the market. It's going to go up and down. You did get that Wheel of Fortune, and that is in the hands. It could go either way, but you have a victory card that says, yes, you will be successful. And the Magician tells you that when the time comes, there's more at your feet. So if you sell what you have now, walk away from it, you'll have an opportunity later. Maybe that's where the offers come in. Like, hey, we've expanded or there's something new. Come on in here and buy this new stuff. And then it says, do it. Okay. Always follow your gut, love. Spirit can be wrong. I can be wrong. Follow your gut. But as of today, the energy, the cards agree with your question. Okay, let's do your second part. Where would be a good place to meet Winnie next week? The 100-Acre Woods was the last time I thought. Isn't that where Winnie the Pooh lives? Nobody's laughing. Okay. Where should you meet Winnie next week? Just be on the lookout for Christopher Robin. This is almost calm down. The first card that came out is my Divine Creator card, and I'm like, maybe he didn't want to meet her in church. No, it's somewhere where you can have privacy and be alone, but not too much privacy. Okay, because the Chariot card is out in public on display. It's almost like you could go to any restaurant or coffee shop or something. It's quiet enough in the back corner, but public enough where you won't be accused of anything. Does that make sense? This is Watch Your Emotions. There's a little bit of draining energy here. I'm a little concerned about that. Don't hype yourself up with this go, 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 go. Now, this makes me even think more about church. That's a church card. Traditional. You do not want to be... It's like... There's almost a reputation issue. I don't know why. I don't know your situation, but it's like, don't put yourself into a situation where you can be accused of something. This is out in public on display, but private enough to where you can have a conversation in private. Maybe you want to go to a church. I don't know. You do you. But quiet little coffee cafe, do it in the park, on a bench somewhere. Does that make sense? Oh, I have no idea. Don't be easy. Okay. We are not accusing Paiwan of being a hoe, okay? Man hoe, woman hoe, it don't matter. All right. You're not a hoe. All right. Someone. Hello, beautiful Jen. Is the announced death of Cheney a huge mile marker for the storm is upon us? Please and thank you. Well, I will look into the storm part. It is a huge marker for the switchover in Iraq because that dirty rat bastard had his hands in that war. So, but let's see. Is the Cheney death in relation to the message of the storm is upon us? Now, if you follow the Q movement, there's quite a few interesting deltas going on right now. Yes, wings. Okay. It is. It's all tied in there because there's a lot of things that have to be wrapped up. Wings is pushing more towards the Iraq thing. And the reason because he was behind the takeover, okay, of implementing the bad guys. Okay, so after they took Saddam out, Saddam kept everybody in check. Love him or hate him, I didn't know him, but he kept everybody in check. And Cheney helped push the new regime that came in. A lot of them came out of Iran. So his death is a representation of the freedom and sovereignty of Iraq as a nation. Okay. But the storm is upon us. does have some reference. Yes, it does. And I think there's more to come out. We have to give this a little bit more time. And apparently we're following the money here. Okay. See the rocky seas in the background of this guy juggling time and money. Let's keep our emotions in check as this information gets released out to the public. So we're just now hitting the rocky waves. We're just now going to get into it with details. And it's going to cause a lot of problems as they follow the money and who work together. Mainly Iraq, but it does tip the hat at the storm part. Okay. Okay. My Popo cat is banging on the door. He can wait. It's pretty outside. Miss Lisa. You didn't even change your clocks. Oh, you trying to adjust because we're adjusting to our time change. I got it. You're welcome, Mary. I knew it was you. All right. Let's jump over here to our stars. Yeah, Hawaii doesn't change. I have no idea the reasoning. We shouldn't be changing them at all, in my personal opinion, but I don't run this world. Thank goodness, right? All right, first question up. Mila. How did Z feel about me last time? Don't we ask this every show? I will ask it, but every time I pull on this, he's kind of doing his own thing. He was, JoJo. He was not good. He was not good at all. He started a lot of he embedded a lot. What is the term that I'm trying to look for here? Military contract, military industrial complex. He did a lot of the BlackRock stuff. Yeah. So, this is an indication with him being gone, metaphorically, it releases Iraq of any bad actors. They're getting rid of them. That's what they're actually doing right now. And Iraq can be sovereign once again. Her people are free, not under the boot of basically the deep state. Nice, Roman. Roman's decorating, remodeling. And hello to Joe. Y'all don't work too hard now. How did Z feel about me the last time? And since you asked this last time, or last 2 or 3 times, I'm assuming you've seen him since? Nothing has changed here. He's got his mind somewhere else. He's trying to take a leadership role of his own life. He's got his own traditional ways of wanting to do things. That doesn't mean that it's not that it's not hopeful. This is hope and optimism for the future. The spirit wants you to kind of reel in pushing this relationship. This is temptation. Don't get into something. He's not ready for this. Could it happen eventually? Yeah, but don't. It's like you've got to learn to back off a little bit. Okay. All right. And that's not relationship advice. That's just Jen's big mouth giving her opinion. You don't have to take it. All right. Miss Bonita, what we got? Could you please do a read for the next 2 weeks for the collective? Why do I feel like a game show host? Sure. Let's do it. No, Roman, you are not in the principal's office. You did well. Now, even if you slid in the door while the teacher had her back turned, facing the chalkboard, we'll let it slide. You didn't get caught. That's the main thing. So there you go. All right. 2 weeks for the collective. You're not going to like throw rotten tomatoes at the screen if this isn't good. Because the only thing I keep picking up for the next 2 weeks is absolute, complete, and utter chaos. But it could just be thinking, I don't know. Okay. Wings is like, don't. Okay. Well, that would explain it. Oh boy. Not that I'm saying spend the rest of the next 2 weeks doing this. Let's watch financial. Everybody's worried about finances right now, especially with the governmental shutdown. This affects every man, woman, and child and generation. Okay. Whether it's not just about SNAP, it's about just the whole process. Where do people get their money? Where are taxes going? That kind of stuff. Hi, hubby, behave yourself. Why are you not at work? And if you drive this evening, look for Harley. Okay. Totally went off the rail of that reading. All right. So right now, everyone is kind of watching where the finances, what is the government doing? Let's pay attention to tariffs. Let's pay attention to markets. Whatever information that we can get is going to come pouring in the next 2 weeks, okay? Because you have an Ace of Swords. This is downloads, information, and knowledge coming in that the Divine Creator wants everyone to know. And the reason that I kept getting this instinct that it's going to turn to chaos is this card right here. Everything we thought we knew, this is chaos. Let's watch our individual communities and cities. I just don't get the feeling that everybody's going to be affected as certain areas. Okay. But this isn't something that we need to worry about, because at the latter part of this 2 weeks, Wings has a calendar in my brain, excuse me. Right before Thanksgiving or around that area, this is the sunshine, happy, 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 emotions running over, flowing, emotionally fulfilled and happy and sitting pretty. So we really need to kind of take these 2 weeks and split it. The first week or so looks just absolutely bonkers. And I know we've got people in here that are not in the United States, and I understand that. But the United States affects the rest of the world. Okay? So just kind of pay attention on the sidelines, because what happens here affects everybody. The first week, chaos. Second part, closer to Thanksgiving, seems like everything resolves itself and everything's good. Okay. So the base card on that. Oh, that's interesting. Yes, Wings. I'll see. We're getting him out of the way. We're perfecting a financial issue, partnerships, new financial system, endeavors. So the cards are matching the energy that I feel. Let's get through this beaver moon and retrograde and all that stuff. I think we'll be all right. Okay. I think my husband took too much cold medicine. That's kind of what he looks like when he takes it. His little emoji there. Anyway, let's do. Okay, we're done over there. Let's go back. Brother Roy. How are you, lovey? Across the big old pond. Hi, Jen. When will I get my RV appointment? Boy, he cut into the chase. He's like, we're going to find out right now. This week or maybe next week. Well, I appreciate your bluntness, and I will certainly take a look. All right, well, let's split it. Let's do this week. We'll do yes or no, and then we'll do the next week. And then you're going to start throwing things at me if the answer's no, right? Oh, yeah, I expect a lot of that, Marcy. Yeah, jumping the prices up on meat. If you need some protein, you might want to just stick with your dried beans. All right. Brother Roy, are you going to get your RV appointment this week? Nope. Okay. This is kind of emotionally walk away. Like, it's not going to happen right now. There's some more military action that has to take place this week. This says just go about your business and don't focus on it. Now let's look at next week. I like the base card on that, Roy. Don't give up. Okay. I know. Everybody, you're itching to go. Everybody is. What about next week? No. I know. Now, you've got some teasers coming in here. You've got some things being paraded out in public, like, looky here, looky here. This is why we have to take everything with a grain of salt of what we hear, especially with gurus. Anything we hear, like, "Ooh, it's looking good, it's looking good," and then they get you right up to the very victory end and then rip the rug right out from underneath you, because this just leads to heartache and disappointment. This is an ongoing thing that they are perfecting. So for the next 2 weeks, no. Next time you ask, Roy, ask towards later in the month, because we did kind of cover the next 2 weeks. It's going to get crazy. I know. Throw the rotten tomatoes. I feel it coming. He's like, I'm dead with that card. You know, like, I don't want to hear it, Jim. Okay. Roy's throwing things at me now. That's fine. Yeah. Beef is insane. Chicken's getting there. And if you eat pork, not everybody eats pork, but that's probably one of the cheaper ones. Hang in there, Roy. It's going to be okay, honey. Remember, God's timing is perfection. It'll happen right when we need it to happen. I know. Everybody needs it to happen. Everybody's different. Keep the faith, love. All right, Sister Marcy. Is the outcome of the Supreme Court today on tariffs be a positive one? Well, I didn't know they're having one, but okay. What are they looking at? If it's legal? Because it certainly is. They've done it for 100 years. You know, before they implemented the income tax, that's how we made our profit. Let's take a look. Will the Supreme Court today on tariffs? So they're making a decision, or are they just debating it? Will it be positive? To see if it's legal? Hell yeah, it's legal. I looked that up. Remember, we used to do this before they implemented the Federal Reserve, that their decision has to be based on the original Constitution. Okay. Will it be positive? Is this one of these cases where the lower courts heard it and then went anti-Trump and then it had to go to the Supreme Court? Because a lot of this is exposure. Will this be positive? Oh. Okay. Well, you have the brightest card in the deck. Yes, it will. But there's more to it. The Supreme Court has to realize that the tariffs, this is a slow transition phase. He is absolutely, this is a slow process. The death card just represents we're in a transition phase. And it is. He hadn't even been in there a year. It takes a while to build it up. So they're probably looking at the benefit of it for the nation. Yes. That's why Wings was showing me the Law of War manual when I first started. The Supreme Court has to take this into consideration. The Law of War manual, if you're not familiar with it, you can look it up. Because this is a military operation. And if it doesn't make any sense to you, you're probably just new to the game here. But this is a military operation. This is also telling me that they're looking at the procedures that he's doing. Is he being too reckless and putting us in danger for national security? That's probably what they're determining. And they're going to find everything is hunky-dory. It will be positive. It will actually be encouraged because of the benefits. They have to prove the benefits for the nation. I'll take that. The Sun card and Ace of Cups. We will take it. The base card is great. That's generational wealth. Yeah, it'll be great. Okay. We'll take it. All right. Marcy's got the next one. Does this Earth become our moon on a different density? How fascinating. I have never thought of it that way. In a different density, does this Earth become our moon? I wonder if that's why the outline of the shadows on the moon look mirrored to the land masses here. I don't know. Let's take a look. Let's see. Does this Earth become our moon on a different density? I wasn't going to say anything, Winks. He goes, that does not give you permission to go around mooning people and say, I'm a moon somewhere else. Really? Okay. Judge McWill, I agree with that statement. Let them have their moment in the spotlight, because I do have a feeling the divine creator is about to step in and rip their rug right out from underneath them. Let them do it. And we do have corrupt justices. Marcy, this does confirm, yes. Yes. Beyond the veil, different density, what we can't see. We trade places. Isn't that interesting? Yeah. In a different world, different density. We absolutely do. Those are huge cards of confirmation. I do not feel that it's good energy though of the density that I'm picking up on because this guy comes in here. You know how we talk about the moon, I don't care what you call it, hollow spaceship, plasma, whatever. There's energy from it. And when our energy is negative here in the different density, it could be negative towards the earth, if that makes sense. It makes sense in my head because that's what Wings is explaining. So the more positive that we can be here and the more loving, the less impact it has on our parallel earth, if that makes sense. But it confirms, Marcy. Yep. All right. The baby. Don't whack anybody in the head with your wrench, okay? I know it's tempting. It's okay. Can I get a read on Governor Kelly of Kansas? I don't know a Governor Kelly. Don't need to know, but let's see. Good, bad, or indifferent? Wings doesn't want this deck. He's picky. Apparently, we're switching to Trump deck. Governor Kelly of Kansas. Is this someone new? I'm talking to myself. You don't have to answer if you don't want to. Governor Kelly. I pulled on one of the things with the elections last night, and it was interesting. I said, "Are these elections legit?" And it said this was agreed upon a long time ago, that this was all a big show. I'm kind of sick of the show. Governor Kelly. I mean, how far will they let New York fall before something happens? Okay. Governor. Oh, gosh. So, baby, this is a plant. This person is a plant from Trump. Okay. Someone new offering new beginnings here. What would Trump do? He has appointed this person. Remember, we are not under the constitutional republic has been paused because of this military operation. Things are not what they think they are. Okay. This is a work in progress. This is lean on Yahoo. The last couple of cards are finance cards. This is an investment for Kansas. The base card is a little more reassuring because I always say don't trust in Trump. He's a man. Your base card is God himself, not Trump. I'm not saying he's God. I'm saying the hermit, the creator. And then the one underneath it is him with thumbs up. Trust the process, even if it looks hairy and weird. Hope that makes sense. All right. Who's gone nuts? Me? Take that as a compliment. No. Who's suing everybody? She's suing Trump. Enjoy the shows, baby. Have some more popcorn, darling. They do this to expose what's been going on. It's a plant. One of the Q drops that I actually had the Delta for the other day that says there are less bad actors than you think. I went, you mean these people are just pretending to be bad and we won't really know until the very, very end? This makes my head spin. Yeah. Let's just put it all out there because it's all about exposure. Okay. So baby's got the next one. Will the newly appointed city commissioners straighten out Emporia, Kansas, or try to? Well, so now we're getting a little more local. That's where we really got problems, is the local stuff. Because they've dismantled the big stuff from the very, very top. We've got to take care of the baddies on a local level. Newly appointed city commissioner straighten out Emporia. Wings is saying they got their work cut out. This is a long process. It's your hometown. Okay. Let's take a look. This is a baby. You know what he's showing me? The new ones going in and poring over binders and books and scratching their heads. Yeah. Judgment for the secrets that have been done. Trust this process, but they're going to throw a lot of BS out to the public while they're digging into this. And this is why he was showing me that this is going to take a while. This is a big cleanup because there's your death card. That's that slow transition phase. He just showed me taking a while because they're pouring over these books. But when they walk out to the cameras, everything's fine here. Don't worry. But yeah, you've got a group of commissioners that are going to work very well together. So that's encouraging, Zababy. Just don't expect it to happen overnight. They're going to follow the money. See, she's masked. Who independently, that's at your 9 of Pentacles because you read tarot. Who independently profited from your city? So they're going hunting for missing money. There's hope, Zababy. But it'll take a minute. They're going to do it behind the scene. They have to have proof. It's just like the bigger scene in Washington. You got to have proof. You can drop these little hints out there to let people know that who the sealed indictments, because there's more than 1 million of them, and each one of those has like another 99,000 embedded in it. There are so many that they'll drop little hints to make people start questioning who to trust and who not to trust while they build the evidence in the case. Okay. They're taxing people into bankruptcy and won't stop spending money. Well, they're making more money than they're spending because it's going in their pocket. Look for that to be revealed. All right, Roman, you're next, bud. What we got? Joe would like to know about Peter, Holocaust, his late grandmother's spirit guide, and maybe a message from her. All right, let's break this up. Joe would like to know about Peter. He died during the Holocaust. Is that? I'm assuming that you crammed all this into one sentence, so I'm translating. You tell me if I'm wrong. His late grandmother's spirit guide, and maybe a message. Okay. Okay, Wings is telling me we're doing grandma first. All right. Wings is showing me that this is a wise woman. He shows me an older woman and an owl, and that always tells me she's extremely wise. Okay, she's a guardian. All right. The card's up. This is a guardian. Okay. She's a warrior. Watches after Joe. This is also a guardian, but she talks to him a lot. Messages, downloads. Message. Okay. All right. So during her death transition, she understands the emotional impact that it had on Joe and everyone else involved. Okay. Thank you. But this is reassurance that she has reunited with all generations. And there's a grandfather energy here. Joe, I was curious. All right, so here's the grandfather energy. I'll show you that one. Grandpa was lost a long time ago. Thank you, Wings. I like this. Okay. Are you worried that she's not rested in peace? Because she is. She absolutely is. She can do both jobs because when you're in the spiritual realm, there's no more aches and pains and all that good stuff. She works to benefit Joe, but please know that she's at absolute peace with the Creator. So this is lying in a resting state, but here's your Omega sign. That means I'm with God. Don't worry about it. It's my job to help and protect you. But you need to pay attention to these little hints and whispers and things that go, they just remind you that grandma would have said something like that, or she would have done something. That's her with you. Okay. She is partying it up, Joe. Okay. I don't know if she was a drinker, but she's having fun now. Really pay attention to your dream state. All right. Now, Peter in the Holocaust. I'm just going to leave it at that and see what Spirit gives me. And if it doesn't make sense, I may be interpreting it wrong. So you let me know. His name is Peter, and he was in, okay. I don't know. I'll make an ass out of myself assuming, but let's see what it gives us. Okay. Joe, I got a question. I'm assuming this Peter person, love his heart, died during the Holocaust. Wings is clarifying. His last name is Holocaust? Well, that puts a spin on it. Does he own a business? Oh, there's so much spirit in here right now. Curious to know if he runs a business. Okay, because this is financial, and this is a slow transition phase. There may be some pain financially here. This is a juggle or was a juggle. This takes time and patience to come out of this. I don't know if this resonates, Joe. You have to let me know. It's kind of hard because I am throwing this based on that little part of that sentence, and it's really hard for it to get a clear read. Now, if there's something more specific, a better way to word that. Okay. Boomer's head banging into the door. Okay. Aggressive much was his grandmother's spirit guide. I didn't pick that up. I didn't pick that up at all. Those two are not connected. Now rewording it, let's see. We get answers to what we ask, and the more specific, the better. Okay, it'll confirm the spirit guide, but it's not just a spirit guide. This energy was her husband at some point. Okay, so spiritually, there is giving of receiving here, but this talks about being married in a church. So if it's the Two of Pentacles, thank you, Wings. So this Two of Pentacles, where it can be a density thing in a different realm. This Peter was your grandmother's husband. And these are the days of our lives. Okay. All right. Next time, Roman, you and Joe will try to spread that out, word it a little bit better, and we can dive deeper. If you really want to deep dive, you can set up an appointment. I'll really pick it apart for you. Okay. 4 hours later. Okay. Bonita, can I get a read for the next 2 weeks? All right. Well, it seems like we've done this, but you personally for the next 2 weeks. Okay. You're very welcome, Joe. And welcome to the crazy family. All right. Bonita, what you got going on? Okay. Yeah. Bonita, you're going to have to wrangle your husband in. All right. You're going to need patience. And you're like, oh, great. We're going to start with that. Yeah. It's going to feel like it's going slow. TikTok, watch the clock. Stay balanced. Keep the temper tempered. But I don't get that it's your temper. This is reeling in hubby's temper. Does he have a temper? Curious. This is reeling in his emotions. You are going to have to ground him. Now, Bonita, that does not mean that you take your husband's face and cram it into the ground. Okay? I know you're thinking about it. Keep him grounded. He's going to be all over the place. Could be the retrograde energy coming through, but he's going to be a little on edge. Okay? You are the stabilizer. The Knight of Pentacles is all 4 feet flat on the ground, stabilized. You guys are okay. So if he's doing the check marks of, what about this? What about this? What about this? You kind of want to do that, but don't. Really, man. Yeah. You stay focused during your travels. It just seems like he He's irritated. Your next, and I think it's someone telling lies, misinformation. Could be just watching too much news. Tell him to turn it off because that's a thief and liar card. Misinformation, and it could be world news. Does he get hot under the collar if he watches the news or sees headlines or something, and you have to reel him back in? Because you've got 2 weeks of that, honey. Charlene, it was. It was like pulling teeth. Good grief. That's okay. But that's how spirit operates. It goes based on what I can give it. And then I have to interpret what it gives back. Not always a pretty picture and not always quick. You want it slow and steady or you want it quick and fast and sloppy? Don't answer that. Okay. What do we got next? Crazy Rowan's back. Oh gosh, do I have to? Any messages from my grandma and Foodie and Yoda? That I could do because I know your crew. But if I had to translate that in from someone's grandma's something something, okay, you got it, sweetie. All right. Message from Grandma and Foodie and Yoda. Well, let's see who comes through. They may all come in and they may all say, "Nah, we ain't got nothing to say." That never happens. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Grandma has Foodie and Yoda. Okay. All right. Guess they're all gonna show up. All right, Roman, what do we got? Okay. Encouraging. You're going to see some of these cards and go, how the hell is that encouraging? It is. All right. So we're going to start with the Tower card. Yay! It doesn't always have to be negative. The Tower card can represent dramatic change in your life. You're going through a phase, but you've also learned some very, very valuable lessons along the way. And what is that lesson? To trust in God and that you are victorious. That positivity. Grandma is applauding you. Very, very nice. Is it all positive all the time? No. This is an inner turmoil that you still struggle with, especially when you bloody your knuckles working on the van. That kind of thing. You get frustrated. Did you know that you're human and that's okay? All right. But as long as you bring yourself back up, that's what grandma's looking for. Is the encouragement to stay positive. All right. So this is grandma. This is the Queen of Pentacles. And what she does is she focuses on the nature around her, that loving energy. But her main thing is she's focused. So grandma's saying, stay focused. When you feel yourself starting to have tower moments, regain it because oh, okay. Wings told me to flip the deck over and look at the card, but he said, ignore what it is and look at the picture. Grandma's watching you. That's not creepy at all. It's a good thing. It's a positive thing. She's a great cheerleader, but you have to stay focused. So when you start losing that focus, she will spiritually and lovingly smack you in the back of the head. Okay? Got it. All right. All right. Miss Violetta, what we got? How will New Jersey be with the new Dem governor? Please and thank you. Well, let's find out how this soap opera is going to be. Oh, what do we want? Let's see. Which one you want, Wingsy? That one? Okay. He's not picky at all. Is this Spam Burger? Is that the one? I don't know. Or is that Virginia? I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know. She ain't gonna last. So this has put a lot of fear into people questioning what is gonna happen. This is also her energy. She has fear of information coming out on her. All right. You've got to trust the plan, Juanetta, that it's all gonna work out. There is a long line of whoever her daddy and grandpa are and where follow the money, okay? And there's judgment. She's going to be facing it and it'll be public. What you're seeing as a celebration right now is all distraction. And that's what I kept picking up on last night with just about all of these. This is about throw them out there in the spotlight. That way we can expose who they're tied to. I don't foresee her sticking around. New Jersey in general, by the time it's all said and done, truth and justice will prevail. It will be revealed. And New Jerseyans will be just fine. Enjoy the process. Okay. Yeah. There's ties there. All these families are connected and related to each other, and their granddaddies worked with each other's granddaddies, and it's just a long line of history. So let's just pay attention to that. Let it play out. All right. The baby. There we go. General read on the crash UPS. Okay. Yeah, that was tragic. Massive accident. I think the count is 7 dead, quite a few injured. Let's take a look. What is behind it? Maybe it was just an accident. God love them. Either way. Or what was on board that plane? That's what comes to my mind. What was on board or who was on board? All right. Thank you, baby, for reminding me. Because I would have ended the show and not even looked at it. Went, crap. It's all right. Oh, boy. All righty. It's not what it looks like. I know. You're thinking, well, it's a daggone package plane. What is that? It might look like that on the outside, but it's not. This, and we've experienced this before, so bear with me. This is a military victory. This has been in the works for quite a while. Yeah, this was a plant. They were waiting for this to happen. Okay, so there's advice here. We need to get a different perspective of this. To the general public, this is a horrible accident that happened on the tarmac or shortly after takeoff or whatever the story is. This was actually a military op and it was very successful. We just have to look at it from a different point of view. Okay. Who, may you ask, is Who were they after? One of the head Little's traffickers. Let's just leave it at that. I asked the cards to confirm that. Yes. I mean, I wouldn't be out in public watching the news and go, woo, yay, because then you're going to look like a nutcase. Just know internally, this was a military operation and it needed to be done. Hey, King of Wands, did you bring cookies? If you didn't, you can leave. Sorry. Great show with Frank last night. King of Wands and I were talking back and forth. It was interesting. Cookies. We'll pretend they're pistachios. I'm just saying. They did get them, JoJo, and headed to Honolulu. Well, Lisa, you and I have talked about that before. It's still a hot mess over there. So, yeah. You're waiting on the cookies. I told you they're going to be green by the time they get to you. I baked cookies yesterday. Chocolate chunk cookies. I didn't have any chocolate chips, but I did have almond bark, so I took a hammer to it. Works the same thing. Okay. We're all in cookie moods, Wyletta. Don't we feel domesticated? All right. Let's see. The baby's got the next one. Can I charge my crystals on this moon? I am not personally, but you don't want to hear that from me. Let's pull cards on that because I'm not sure. I haven't studied this moon except that it's called a beaver moon. No snide comments from anyone. Don't be showing off the beavers. All right. Thanks for stopping in, Lisa. All right, let's see. Can the baby or anyone charge the crystals on this moon? I don't know what that means, Wayne. He said it depends on what type of crystal it is. Smart ass. All right. He said charge the healing ones. The rest of one, no. Well, let's see. Yeah, some of them. Okay, some of them you don't want to. And some of them take a little longer to charge. This is go ahead. Yeah, let's charge King of Wands. No, we don't need to do that. This is strategic. Charge some, don't charge some. This is more about the healing. Yeah. This is healing. If you use healing, whether they're crystals for you or other people to help them out, use those. The rest of them, conceal them. Okay, because there's energy. Remember that all this energy can reverse. You can suck the life out of them. They can absorb the wrong energy, or you can charge. Just depends on which ones they are. According to the cards, baby, charge up the ones that heal. Okay. All right. Bye, King of Wands. Thanks for stopping in. Let me refresh this coffee page. Somebody might be over here waiting at the counter and the barista left. All right. JoJo McWill, have I had a recent implant in my head? What you think? Let's see. Oh, that makes sense. Jojo, this is about something that's been there. It was one that was already there, it just wasn't activated. Does that make sense? Because this has been around for a long, long time. And now all of a sudden, let's turn on the on switch. Okay. Yeah, this was an agreement that you made a long time ago. And I know what you're going to say. I don't remember agreeing to nothing. You did. Look for this to be more of a communication thing and healing thing because this is a medical card as well for illness and sickness. It can also indicate that if you've had a lot of headaches or issues, sinus trouble, and that kind of stuff recently, it could be the reason why. Because somebody, wherever they're at, is playing with the light switch going, yeah. It's been in there for a long, long time, but they just decided to turn it on. Hit the breaker. Yeah. I hope that makes sense. So it's not a new implant, it's just activated. It'll give it a little while. Your base card is the justice, and that's always about trying to find they'll be fair with how many times they, but it takes a little while to balance it out, the frequency. But it's a positive one. Yeah. Absolutely. It's to help with downloads. Just go about your business and pay attention to information that you're getting downloaded. But it's all positive. I don't feel that it's negative at all. This is new beginnings, divine creator. I'm not concerned. You're gonna be all right. It's awful on your left side. Welcome to your upgrade. I know. You're like, thanks a lot. Sorry. But I get positive. Ask whoever installed it. I'd ask the Wings of Sand, the Arcturians. They're the tech people to help balance it out. Say a prayer. Have Yeshua come in. Raphael can come in. Do you have a healing crystal? Lay it on the side of your temple. There's a lot of different things you can do, but you got to find what works for you because everybody's different. Okay? But it's all good. But you're just going through a transition phase. All right. Sister Terry, what is the general timeline on Chuck moving back to New York? What is the timeline for my mother going in the nursing home after he moves? Well, Terry's packing everybody up and shipping them off. Okay. All right, let's do general timeline for Chuck moving back to New York. All right. You know how Spirit loves timelines. Yeah. We'll do our best. Let's see. Okay. There's resistance here. Okay. So the thought is go, 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 but I almost get the feeling that there's female energy telling him, just go, just go. But he's pushing back, going, no, he wants to take his time and be more helpful. Okay. He's going to take his sweet time. This is going to be a slow process. It's almost like I'll go a couple days and then come back. This is. Now, your mother going to the nursing home, you've got a strong 5 in here within the next. Now, look at that 5 hours, 5 days, 5 weeks, 5 months. This is doing well. in this nursing home. Him leaving, 4, starting over, starting new, something new. Now, Wings kept showing me him pushing through the holidays, like he wants to go through all the holidays and then do this after the first of the year, which is 2 months. He's going to take his sweet time. I don't get that there's a rush to do this. It's this back and forth. She telling him to go, and he's like, no, I want to kind of. He wants to go. Well, whichever way it is, there's this back and forth thing. I don't know. I get that he's doing this yo-yo thing through the holidays, back and forth, and then she has to go to a nursing home. Terry, my gut on this is more, let's get through the holidays, let's not ruin her holidays, and then as the first of the year rolls around, everybody starts over fresh. But they're yo-yoing. Somebody's saying, I want to stay or I want to go. This is back and forth thing. That probably didn't help you much, did it? Let me take this off. We're getting there, guys. We've still just got a lot of questions today. 17. Is my husband being targeted at his municipality job? Hold on a minute, 17. Wings is clinging on to Terry. Terry, is if your mom's not the one telling him to go, who's the female telling him to go? Or not? There's a strong female that is just going to do this back and forth thing. Are you done? Okay. Okay. All right, 17. Is my husband being targeted at his municipality job? Okay. Is that because he's trying to clean it up? And they've said, well, we got to get rid of this guy. We can't do anything dirty anymore. Maybe not right away. You got strong female energy in here. I think this is something they're looking at the future of who is going to hold this position. They would love to have someone new in this position, but it's got to be they want somebody that they trust and who they hang out with. It's part of their little clique. I hate cliques, drives me nuts. People get together in their little groups and think they're holier than thou. But this is, he shouldn't fear this. There's a strong female presence. It's like they want to set him up. It's like, let's trick him. Let's get him in trouble. He just needs to stand his ground and make sure that he is dotting all his I's and crossing all his T's and does what he does. I don't think this is just a plot. His job is stable and he's going to be fine with this. The divine creator wants him there. Okay. The enemy is going to try everything they can to displace God's kids, basically. Tell him to stay strong. As long as he does his job, he's got nothing to worry about. Okay. His daughters are talking to. Well, that makes sense. It's just a strong female presence that are yapping in his ear, whichever way. You need to go or you need to stay, whatever it is. There's strong female just yapping at him all the time. 17, just tell, like I said, tell your husband to just make sure that he does everything by the book and it'll be fine. All right, Roman's got the next one. Any food stamp update? Maybe. All right, let's take a look. How do we want to approach this? Will they be returned before Thanksgiving? Do we want to do it that way? That's kind of it. I want to be specific but general at the same time because it's just, I don't know. Sounds weird, but I don't want it too broad because they could say, "Oh, you get them back in 8 months." I don't want that kind of. I don't want to read it that far out because it's not stable. The further it goes out, the energy weakens, and it's not a stable read. So let's keep it fairly close. That means within this month, and let's do it before Thanksgiving. Susie Q, round table. The other two wanted to go off and do their thing. King felt that he needed to concentrate on his show, and Nadia wanted to take some time for herself. And they probably don't agree with everything I say, which is fine. To each their own, and I wish them well. So we're just breaking. We do what God intends us to do. And it's all right. King still has his show. All right. Oh, Roman, this is going to be a long haul, honey. This is long, slow transition. You have a 4 here. This is hidden information. This has to go through a court system multiple times before we see anything wrapping up. This is a strategic move. I'm getting at least 4 to 5 weeks before anything is restored. I think they're going to battle this out. It's because they use it as a slush fund. But I want you to keep in mind, I like the base card. This is a reassurance that God's got you. Okay. God will provide for his kids one way or another. And we're going to manifest that his blessings are going to fall upon humanitarians of the world, and we're going to get people through it. That's what I'm manifesting. Okay. So let's just stay focused and think positive. I don't get anything anytime soon before Thanksgiving. This is going to take a while. Okay. Good for him, 17. Tell him to stand his ground. That's what it said. Because if they can't take him out in a nefarious way, they'll butter him up and try to get him to convert over to their side. Stay neutral. Tell him to do his job. Keep his head down. He's doing exactly what he needs to be doing. Awesome. I agree, baby. Everybody do what you can. I don't care if it's that long lost can of peas in the pantry. Donate what you can. We do that. We have a couple of different places. We're doing what we can. Marcy, I agree with that figure. If it's not even higher than that, 59%. I think it's actually in the 60s or 70s. Yeah. It's disgusting. And people that need it can't get it. That's what's sad. All right. Let's keep going. Charlene, what we got, love? When will the government be shut down for real? You mean like overall the government as we know it? like big government, 535 seats in the US, that kind of thing? Or are we talking EBS to shut it down permanently? That could take a while. EBS has to happen first. But let's kind of take a look, because when it comes back up, after they've exposed it all to the world, they won't be able to walk down the street to go to work. Let's take a look. I'm kind of given the same concept as far as time. Are we going to see it this month? We need at least 61 days. What do we need 61 days for? Did I misread something? That happens because the chat room goes. I got multiple things open. We don't have a government. Okay. I know. I keep saying this, and it's hard to see because we don't. It looks one way, but it's really not. What we see is smoke and mirrors. We don't have a government. They're listening to the military. The generals are calling the shots. They just come out in front of the camera and do what they're told. We don't have a government. The continuity of government as we know it is gone. This is military law of war, war of law, whatever you want to call it. There's a whole manual that explains this. The 11.3 is what we're in now, and that is the military overtaking an illegal occupation. We don't have a government. It's just smoke and mirrors. And this is a strategic move, and this is always a reminder this is still God's timing. This is very, very specific. Let's pay attention. 3 hours, 3 days, 3 weeks. Within 3 weeks, because you have 3 threes here. Because I was asking about EBS. In the next 3 weeks, expect something to move. Watch. Let's just see what happens. Okay. Yep. And if you are in need of food, reach out to your local food pantries. Are going to be pushed. Soup kitchens are going to be pushed to the max. Local churches, small churches. You got to go. Some people are going to have to learn to swallow the pride. You need to go to the neighbor, a farmer. We got farmers around here that are helping people. It just depends on where you live. Trust your judgment. All right. Eva's got the next one. General message from Spirit. Thank you. You mean you don't want your man today? All right. Let's see. I'm going to use the twin flame deck just because. Let's see. All right. Wow. On almost a couple hours. We're almost done. We've got, I think, 3 left, maybe. All right. Eva, what's going on with you other than your man hunting? You being nostalgic, you kind of remember in the good old days. Maybe you remember when the kids were little, that kind of stuff. You're just kind of focusing on, wow, I remember those good old days. Okay. You've got some great advice here. This is self-reflection. You might be going through a period of I remember this. It could be growing up, but it could be past relationships or things going awry, taking accountability, doing what your part was, good or bad or indifferent, doing forgiveness on yourself. This is just a time to reflect of have I checked all the boxes and done all of the healing that I've needed to do. Um oh gosh. Your man showed up. And she's like, where? Okay. First of all, you have a new opportunity coming your way, and this is restoration, wealth. There's Mr. Romance. All right. Knight of Cups is always a romantic gesture. Your man's a coming. Oh boy. Okay, Wings. He goes, he put his hand up, and I'm like, what does that mean? He goes, I think your kids might have something to say about this. Kids meaning, even if they're adult kids, kids are opinionated, whether they're on your hip or out of your house. They might have something to say. But this is where you say, it's mom's turn. All right. Hang in there. They kind of want you to do all of your healing from your past. Be financially stable to where you're okay. And then here comes your man. Okay. He creeping in here. There you go. All right. Sunshine. I dreamt of food lines last night. Hold on. Yes, Wings. He said, write down Sunshine's coffee question so I can remember to email. Email Sunshine. Okay. Boy, he ballsy. Okay. Dreamt of food lines last night. Was that in this timeline or density? Whew. You may be predicting what's going to happen, but let's take a look. Okay. Is it this timeline or density? Remember what I said at the beginning of the show. Just when we think it can't get any worse and the enemy has won, God moves. He shows up and goes, yeah, I don't think so. And he changes the world. That's what we're waiting on. And we're not there yet. I know, it's hard to believe we're not there yet because it kind of looks like this, but it's gonna get pretty crazy the next couple of weeks. All right, so this is going to take a little while. It is in this density. Okay. It's also in another density. We're not alone in this. We're also going through this in a different density. Wings was showing me the balancing of two worlds here. It's both. We're in a slow process of finding justice for all the thieves and liars. So not only are we going through this, there's a different density that is going through this as well that needs to wrap up. This is the start. This is what we can't see in both worlds. Sunshine, you're seeing this just when we start to see these food lines and things absolutely fall to pieces. This is the ones that are going to stand up are the humanitarians. We're going to step forward and do something about it because governments they're going to make it look like governments don't give a rat's ass about anybody anymore. And that's when humanity steps up and goes, We do. Okay. Sunshine, you're seeing it in a couple of different densities. Let's just continue to pray. Let's do what we can. Beautiful. Now, see, I love JoJo McWill. She dreamt of food trucks for humanitarian. I see that that's the way it's going to be. It's not that we don't have the resources. It's the puppet masters don't want to release it or the ability to get the resources. And that's where God's kids come in and go, you know what? We'll do it. Okay. Couple more. Terry. Trump said we don't need a Congress for the next 4 years. Truth to this, that is true. Everything was passed that we needed in the big beautiful bill. We just have to. It's a long process. I'm still picking it apart. And right beside of it, I have the law of war manual, and they coincide hand in hand. According to the big beautiful bill, everything was passed that we needed passed. We don't need Congress for anything else. That's why it was so crucial this past summer to get that bill passed. So I'll pull a yes or no on this. You don't want my answer. Let's see. So, baby, I totally agree with you. Neighbors helping neighbors. And it reminds me of the good old days. Somebody was hurting. Somebody stepped up and helped. Multiple people stepped up and helped. And I was brought up in a generation that a government comes knocking on your door, like Ronald Reagan said, and says, hello, we're the government and we're here to help. Slam the door. Okay. The fine lines knows a baby. They read the fine lines. They just didn't have any other choice because even then we were under military occupation. They had to pass it. All right. Yeah. Terry, this is all wrapped up. There's your big, beautiful bill. This is military occupation. And this is now for the rest. Congress are all thieves and liars. This is about exposing them. Wow. Okay. Military stability. They are in control of everything. All right. All right. Let me refresh our coffees. I don't see any more over here. I'll check it before we end the show. Let's go. JoJo McWill. Here we are. What does Spirit have to advise for the month of November for me, please and thank you? All right. Let's take a look. For this month, Mary bought a coffee? Well, let's give it a minute. Sometimes it's a delay. We'll check it. I promise. And if for some weird reason, because it's electronics and me and we don't get along, if it shows up after we close out Mary, I will read it and then I'll email you the answer. I hope that's okay. I can't control when they roll in. I just refresh the thing. All right. JoJo McWill. Will she stay out of jail the rest of the month? I mean, how will November go for her? Let's see. Oh, well, look at you, Miss Thing. Fantastic. Look at you. It's a good month for you. There's your strength card. This is have faith and just go with it. Okay. Thanks, Wings. He shows me a calendar. Don't be circling things on the calendar. Just go with it. Don't really make a lot of plans. Trust your own intuition of how it's going to go. Just go. Go with it. There could come a period of time in this month that you're juggling a little bit, trying to balance the time and money, maybe the budget. But this is abundance. All right. I think you just have a new outlook on life. And this is what's happening in November. Your perspective of life is totally changing this month. Like, screw it. Let's go for it. This is great. A little bit of a warning. Overbearing father figure to, I'm guessing that it's Freya. But you're kind of in an attitude of, I'm taking no crap. There may be a little bit of, he's overbearing, wants to control the situation, but information and regarding her, you stick to your grounds because God's on your side. Okay? You're going to have a fantastic month because you've just changed your perspective. I like it. All right. Now, let me go refresh this coffee page and see if it showed up. It hasn't yet, honey. I'll wait. Now, if it comes, like I said, if it comes in after I end the show, because they don't erase, they don't reset, I will certainly, let me make a note for it. Look for Mary's coffee. Okay. Now, I do have plans to be here Friday. I got to put the thumbnail thingy up. I'm just doing this one show at a time, guys, because life is a little crazy. All right. Anything before I go? I have a question from a new listener. Well, come on down. We could do one more. Who do we got? Is this from Michael Stevens? Is it this one? I'm guessing it's the one I see. Oh, okay. Well, we'll do them both. I see it, Zababy. Thank you. Michael Stevens, does Josh Huff know I dislike him? Ooh, it's usually the other way around. Does Josh know that Michael could give a rat's ass about you? That's my own interpretation. Welcome to the crazy. Does Josh know that Michael does not like him? Is he aware? Some people live in the reality of their own heads, right? Let's see. No. No. This is an internal conflict. This is battle back and forth. I mean, it's like he knows, but he's talking himself out of it. There's the Lover's card. Oh, no, it can work. I just need to take control of the situation and I win. It'll be all great. No. Give this time. Give this a little bit of time. Something's going to catch his attention, and then he's going to emotionally realize it. Right now, he's got his head in the clouds. There's not a clear message there of the disliking. No. Seeing what you want to see. Okay. It's not crystal clear yet, but it will become clear. Okay. Hi, Mary Jean. How are you, love? All right, the baby had one from another person, and then I'm going to let you guys go. We've gone a couple hours. I want to know if really A.S is going to reach out as I heard or not. Oh, that's my kind of language. Heard? heard. I want to know if AS is really going to reach out. Well, let's take a look. I don't know what that is, but we'll see. AS really reach out. This has been in limbo for a while, but then there is success. This is a yes. But this is being disappointed with this reaching out. And then it'll be wrapped up. This is not all what it cracked up to be. Just to move on, there are better things out there. Whether this is a person or a job, you'll hear it'll take a while, but it's not all that it's cracked up to be. Move on. You're better off not hearing. I hope that makes sense. Okay. I think that's it. Let me check for Mary's coffee again. I still don't have anything, honey, but I will keep checking it. It'll ping my phone if it does come in. Okay, I'll let you know. All right. Thanks to all mods. I appreciate all of you. And like I said, if you don't want the job, that's okay. You just tell me. You can shove that wrench where the sun don't shine. I don't care. It's fine. You don't hurt my feelings. But it takes a lot of the pressure off of Terry. And I know Mary Jean can't be in here all the time. And it was getting a little hairy there for a while. So you get a wrench and you get a wrench. It's fine. All right, guys, I want you to enjoy the rest of your remember the 5th of November. I don't know what we're remembering, except that we're blessed and loved, and we're just going to keep loving on other people. And then I will see you back here on Friday. All right. Lord willing and the creek don't rise. All right. Blessings, blessings. I love you. Keep your energy up. There's a lot of negativity right now. Okay. All right. That'd be all. Sunshine, I'll see you in an email in just about, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes. Okay? All right, guys. I love you. See you next time.